Hey, how's it going, everybody? And welcome to another exciting episode of Channel X, the only show on Thursdays that starts the weekend early. I am your host, Tom Dog 247. As always, I'm Tom Dog all day and Tom Dog all night. Woo, baby, all right. So, uh, how y'all doing today? Yeah, I know I'm wearing green because it's not even St. Patrick's Day yet, but it will be. So, but traditionally, we're starting it early. So, um, got a great show lined up uh, this week, and I hope some people are watching because I got some stuff to talk about, and it needs to be discussed. Um, it involves the Oscars. We'll talk about that later in the show. Um, I hope everybody has a happy and safe St. Patrick's Day. Um, to start off with, if you do drink responsibly. We don't want nobody to, you know, get hurt or anything like that. So just be safe out there, and because we love you, we do. So um, let's see. Before we get into tonight's festivities, let's do the shout outs and the plugs and everything like that. Um, big shout out to um my good friend Josh over at Absolute Talk with Josh Albert. Um, got a couple more weeks until he um shuts the shows down for good. Um, he did finish this season. He's not doing any more seasons. He's packing it in, so to speak. But um, all the episodes that you missed are now archived into to his channel over at uh, podbean.com, and which is Absolute Talk at podbean.com. Um, so yeah, you gotta he's so after the after the 31st of this month, that's it. He's gonna be taking him down. So we're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss it, but ti every now and then I'll make sure he pops in just to say hi and everything like that. So I'll make sure that he gets some sort of exposure and everything like that. And so yeah, he's always more than welcome to come on uh, the show. And so yeah, gonna have a fun show. Gonna have some fun times for sure. So but in the meantime, it's Absolute Talk. Josh Albert over on Podbean.com and wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts as well. And sorry about that. Had a busy day today. Um, so and big shout out to Leo and everybody at the Dorkening Podcast Network. These guys are amazing. Everybody affiliated with the Dorkening, they are awesome, 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 awesome. You got to check out these shows at your leisure, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. You will be glad you did. These guys are amazing. Leo, I don't know how he does it, but he does it, and you definitely don't want to miss any of the content that goes on. And so yeah. Um, and speaking of the Darkening Podcast Network, big shout out to Jar Jar Jeremy over at the Darkening Podcast Network. He helps out on a couple of shows there, and he's actually going to be at GamerCon this weekend, at CT GamerCon this weekend at the Mohegan Sun, so this Saturday and Sunday. So you don't want to miss out on going to say hi and tell him that Tom Dog sent you. So yeah, and but yeah, and of course everybody at the Dorkening is more than welcome to hang out with good old Tom. So yeah, so congratulations are in order for Jar Jar, and so yeah, he will have a good time for sure. And Steven, I think, is going to be there as well too. Um, help promoting as well too. So check him out over at Super Retro Throwback Reviews. Awesome, awesome podcast. So it's part of the Dorkening Podcast Network, and you definitely don't want to miss out on that. So yeah, big shout out over to you guys. Um, um, and of course, Millie Plays over at Millie Playful and Tengu on YouTube. You want to see Mel and Tengu play some games? You'll love it. You'll absolutely love it, and you'll be glad that you'll love it. And so check it out over on YouTube, Millie Playful and Tengu. And this episode is here we go. This episode is brought to you by M&J Video Games and Collectibles. You could trade in your old games and consoles from retro video games, accessories, and systems. You can trade in your DVD box sets and Blu-rays. You can also trade in your sports cards and novelty items, as well as wrestling collectibles and autographed items spanning from sports, wrestling, and actors. And not only that, but they will take care of your your gaming console as well too. So if you have a messed up console that DK Oldies messed up, and because they didn't refurbish it like they said they do, and bring it on over to M&J. They'll take real good care of you. They really will. And so yeah, definitely worth checking out. And if you happen to be in the Southington, Connecticut area, you definitely want to check out the store. And they also have a list of events going on as well too. So go ahead and check them out over at their website at mjvideogames.com. Also, big shout out over to Hardcore Sweet Bakery here in Southington as well too. They have you want some really good pastry, and for you want some really good pastry for all kinds and everything like that, especially if you're a vegan. You definitely don't want to. You definitely want to check this out while you're in Southington, and you want to have a good time. And after checking out M&J, you can snack on some cupcakes and whatnot, and other favorite of your favorite pastries over at Hardcore Sweet Bakery. So check them out over on their website at hardcoresweetbakery.com. So yeah, big shout out to all those guys over there. We have a good time. So, we're going to do a little bit something different for our monologue today. A little while ago, a fellow YouTuber that I always talk about from time to time, Rich from Review Tech USA. Let me get this centered properly. Okay, there we go. Over at Rich from Review Tech USA, he posted a little video with some, some sad stuff going on in his personal life and everything. And he's one of the guys that doesn't really like talking about his personal life, but this one is really hitting close to home. his daughter. He mentioned how his daughter's in the hospital and not doing too well. Uh, so bad that she's in pediatric ICU. So um, I forgot um, what the condition is, and I do apologize for that, but it is very serious um to be like that, and um he's a big he is a big time big streamer, and um and I do comment on his stuff from time to time, um vocally on here, and there are some times that I do agree with him on certain things, um and other times I I don't. And at the time, during those times where I don't disagree with him, it's never malicious at all. um Always want to have a nice humble um difference of opinion, and feel good that you can have a good conversation, have a good different of opinion um at certain times, and a lot of other times have a good agreement as well too. Um so um on behalf of myself here at Bro Pro, I want to extend um my sincere um prayers to for you and your daughter and and your family. I pray that your daughter um gets through this with 100% full health. Um, it's it's one of these times where you know no matter how you feel about um Rich, I just that's on you, but um you know send some support his way, send some prayers and well wishes his way, and let him know that we're all behind you. And Rich, I really do mean that with all sincerity. Um, it's really sad, and it was very emotional. It looked like he was about to break down and cry during the video as well too, and it was it actually brought a tear to my eye, because I respect him 100% because he is a family man um as well. And I mean, he's a family man and everything, and you know yeah, I'm no father and everything, so I can't relate to to what he's going through right now. So but it just saddens me that you know something good, um on how good of a person he is happening to him. um it's one of those things, um but I mean this with all sincerity and respect, that I um prayers and wishes um to you and your family, and hope she gets comes out of this with 100% health and everything, and so that she can continue um to grow up and be who she wants to be in the future. And so we're all behind you, Rich. And I mean, I know you don't know me, personally, and I don't know you personally, but at the end of the day, we're all YouTubers, no matter how big or small we we are, and um, it's one of those times where we all, we as a YouTube community really need to be behind you 100%, and to be with you during this time, and we really are here for you. So, um, prayers and well wishes again to you and your family, and hope she feels better and gets well soon. All right, and we're all behind you, Rich. We all love you. We all do. So, all right. Quick little update on what I mentioned a couple weeks ago about the this whole little thing with um with shit, what was I talking about for the past 2 weeks? Oh yeah, the whole the home the venturing out and Home Depot, with that whole Depot dating thing, and that TikTok trend and everything like that. Um, Still no success, but I'm trying. Okay, moving on. So let's get started with tonight's program, because we gotta breeze through this because we got a lot to talk about. Um, oh yeah, real quick, I tried to post a short, but apparently I don't know what happened, but it didn't go through. So um, I'm gonna try something else and post it a lot better. So we shall see. So um, kind of crazy, but we'll see. All right. Okay, episode 3 of The Mandalorian. It was good. Moving on. Okay. Um. Yeah, let's talk about the Oscars, because we got a lot to talk about on the Oscars. There's like tons of stuff, and I broke it down into two topics because there's pretty much a lot to talk about. Um. So yeah, I'm not going to go through the entire category. I will get to the um sorry about that. Um so we I will get to some of the um pretty much the um to some, because there's too much to talk about. So let's start with the music category. Let's actually no. Let's do the animated short film. Best animated short film nominees are The ostrich told me the world is fake, and I think I believe it. My Year of Dicks, Ice Merchants, The Flying Sailor, and The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. The winner for that one is and the Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. I actually went, I predicted for My Year of Dicks to win. Apparently, that did not happen because of the fact that it's actually kind of funny to say and everything like that. So yeah, but yeah, congratulations, congratulations to that. Um, Sorry about that. Best music, original song. Nominees are Natu Natu from RRR. This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick. And Applause from Tell It Like a Woman. The winner went to Natu Natu from uh, RRR. When they did the live um, music performance at the Oscars, um, it was awesome. I mean, the choreography was amazing, and I'm really glad that I'm actually glad that that won. I actually want to check out this film just for the hell of it because it looks really really good. So there are some movies that I didn't, there are some movies that I haven't seen last year, and so yeah, a lot of good films, and I got to check them out. Um, Best original score, The Fablemans by John Williams. Everything Everywhere All at Once by Sun Lux. The Banshees of Inisherin. Inisherin. Yeah, Inisherin. Uh, by Carter Burwell. Babylon. Um, Justin Hurwitz. And All Quiet on the Western Front by Volkner Bertelmann. And went to All Quiet on the Western Front. Very good original score. Um, we will say that part for the last. Um, Let us um Daniel Best Director went to the nominees for Best Director went to the nominees were Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Steven Spielberg, The Fablemans, Todd Field for Tar, Ruben Ostlund for Triangle of Sadness, and Martin McDonough for Banshees of Inisherin. And Best Director went to the Daniels, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinhardt. So yeah, very good, very good. Um, Best Animated Feature Film. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio for the nominees. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. The Sea Beast and Turning Red. And the best animated feature film went to Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. And I will say that that was a very good movie. And so yeah, Okay. Um, Might as well do best actress, best supporting actress. Um, Nominees are Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Carrie Condon for Banshees of Inisherin, uh, Inisherin, Hung Chow for the Whale, and Angela Bassett for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Winner went to Jamie Lee Curtis, and I have not seen Everything Everywhere All at Once yet. It is on Paramount Plus, so um, I am going to check that out sometime this weekend. So I can't really judge. I can't really comment too much on this because but I will say Angela Bassett really did play her heart out in that role. In the in Wakanda Forever, and it was nice that she was not, it was cool that she was nominated. And I haven't seen The Well yet either because I don't know where if it's going to be streaming anywhere yet. So I'll probably find out next for the April, because I really do want to see this movie, and we'll explain why later. Um, but yeah. Um, so yeah, I can't really comment on on the other supporting actresses, but I will say that um Angela Bassett, in my opinion, should have won. However, having said that, um congratulations for Jamie Lee Curtis for actually, for finally winning one. But with all due respect, um but they showed a shot where Angela Bassett did not um applaud or even stand when they called um Jamie Lee Curtis. And I to me, that I was surprised, shocked to see that. I think she should have still been respectful enough to to at least show some sort of respect for 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 Jamie Lee, or anybody else who would have won. Um, because everybody was saying that, if Angela Bassett did win, I'm sure Jamie Lee Curtis, yeah, yeah, I would. But I mean, it's hard. I mean, I guess she probably didn't mean that, um mean any disrespect for Jamie Lee Curtis, but I think, and this is how I look at it, Angela Bassett just she probably felt um disappointed, because I mean, she poured her heart and soul into playing a supporting character into this movie, and she really did a good job. And if with any, and I will continue to praise this movie because of how awesome this movie was. Um, aside from aside from you know a nice little tribute to Chadwick Boseman. Having said that, it could have been, it would have been a really good thing. And And yeah, I will, and I understand the argument between both sides that, yeah, Angela Bassett, that a Marvel character, being nominated for the first time in a supporting, in a bigger role, in a bigger role um, you know, other than, um, um, you know, let's say, because, you know, it should have at least gotten a nomination. It should have even gotten a nomination for Best Picture because it really was a good film. Um, but Avatar: The Way of Water got nominated, you know, and I mean it is what it is and everything like that. But still, it should have. But you know, this isn't this would have been a first time that a Marvel character won for supporting actress. Um, a DC character, we all know, won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, and we all know who that was, Heath Ledger. But I feel that, and this is from my perspective, let's play a game of what if. What if Heath Ledger didn't pass away during the making of The Dark Knight? After doing The Dark Knight, would he still win that? Would he still win that Oscar? I don't think so, because Hollywood snubs good movies. They do. They always, and yeah, we can all say that that Marvel and DC always get a always get a bad reputation. But think about how awesome these movies were. Think about especially in the Marvel universe. Where you're seeing a bunch of Marvel movies. Some of them Spider-Man alone. With Spider-Man. Um, for the past for the past two Spider-Man MCU films made over $1 billion, and it became the highest, and became the number one movie in the box office. Really bright and making a lot of box office numbers worldwide. You have Endgame, again, billions of dollars. Um, uh, I think Wakanda Forever even went to $1 billion. And to be quite honest with you, why isn't Marvel, you know, put on the sidelines? I mean, think about everything everywhere all at once. It's an action film, just like an action film, just like you know, like if you were to watch a DC film or a Marvel film, but yet they get they get nominated. Not that there's anything wrong with that film. Obviously, with the awards that they won, and we'll get to that later, you know, it did something good. And and I'm glad for this because this movie, looks really awesome. And I didn't get a chance to see it last year. So, yeah. But, and, a lot of people will, there are some people out there that will say, oh, because, oh, look what they're up against. You know, some of these movie directors and producers don't really consider these, you know, actual movie, top notch movies. Well, then how come some of these Marvel films are making over $1 billion? How come some of these these DCU movies are making bank for Warner Brothers? They're doing something right if they're making so much, if they're making so much money and people are, going to see them. And and I will agree. And let's face it, we can all agree that that the DC movies are hit and miss. I mean, a lot of people love a lot of people love the first Aquaman movie. We don't know how the second one's going to be. Everyone loves the first Wonder Woman movie. All well and good. Everybody loved the Batman. A lot of people went to go see that film too. Um, in spite of people having or second guessing whether or not Robert Pattinson was going to do a good job as playing Batman, given the fact that he was playing Edward in Twilight. But yeah, what's so wrong with not recognizing what's wrong with what's so wrong with that? And you know what movie got snubbed for an Oscar? Sonic the Hedgehog 2. How many people? It's like Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was damn good when it came out last year. Did that get snubbed for an Oscar? Special effects alone would have done it. You mean Jim Carrey isn't going to, wasn't nominated for an Oscar for playing Dr. Robotnik? And I think he did a better job in the second one than he did in the first one. So he gets snubbed? I mean, special effects alone, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was actually really good in the special effects department. And yeah, but yeah, that movie gets canned. It's ridiculous, ridiculous. But the lesser known award shows, even though they're so good, like the Kids Choice Awards, Nickelodeon's Kids Choice Awards. Oh yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, of course, Paramount movie. And then watch the movie awards when it comes out in June for MTV. I'm sure it's going to pick up a couple awards there too. The Sonic the Hedgehog 2 should have gotten, at least a nomination for special effects because they had some really good special effects in that movie. And let's see who won for special effects. Let's see. Okay, best visual effects. Avatar: The Way of Water. Sound effects. Top Gun: Maverick, of course. Yeah, I will agree with that. But but you know, but yeah, it's sad. It's sad that we have to sit like that. But it is what it is and everything. But there should be some sort of category. There should be some sort of recognition for Marvel movies, and I think for next year, I think there should be some sort of um like a new category, best adaptation. Doesn't matter if it's a video game. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a video based off of a video game. It doesn't matter if it's based off of a book. It doesn't. It certainly doesn't matter if it's based off of or a television series, or if it's based off of a comic book. I think best adaptation would be great. Would be a good category to throw into the for the Oscars. So that this way here, you know, you could throw in you could throw in a video game movie in that category. You throw in a comic book movie. You can throw in um, a television series based film into that category as well too. So everybody can feel inclusive. Include everybody. You know, Oscars are I mean, think about you know, and some of these directors debate, have criticized comic book movies in the past as saying that these aren't, they don't consider them art. They don't consider them, realistic movies. No shit, Sherlock. I mean, really. Think about this. Think about, what Robin Hood, based off of a fictional character. Was it ever based on a true story? And think about Goodfellas. Goodfellas. Was that ever based on a true story? How about Godfather? Godfather wasn't based on a true story. How about Rocky? How about the Rocky movies? Were they based on a true story? But but the first Rocky movie got an Oscar. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Is that based on a true story? Who won that? So think about it. When it comes to comic book movies, I think that they get the short end of the stick. And if I'm not mistaken, too, Star Wars a Star Wars movie that's certainly not based off of a true story, but at least that got an Oscar nod. Did that, you consider that works of art? Yeah, they'll consider that works of art because Steven Spielberg is a good friend of George Lucas. So yeah. So a lot of these, you know, But why is it that these these comic book movies are always getting sidelined? Why are they always getting the short end of the stick? And yeah, and I will say this again: if Heath Ledger was still alive, he would not win Best Supporting Actor. I'm just letting you know that right now because he was up against a lot of good actors, and that reminds me. Come on, I'm breaking out the Google. So I gotta go to the archives here because I have to. And just bear with me, folks, because I'm going to be going back. I'm going to be going back to some of this stuff, and thing is slow here. So let's see. Um, let's see. Highest grossing 2008 film. It received yeah. Let's see reception. Let's see. I'm trying to find. Let's see where. See, there's so many award shows that it got nominated for. I'm trying to find it. Golden Globes, don't want that. Okay, Academy Award. Let's see. Come on. It's going to be a long list. Let's see. Okay. So Okay, in 2008, um, the nominees were Heath Ledger for for the Dark Knight, Josh Brolin for Milk, Robert Downey Jr. for Tropic Thunder, Philip Seymour Hoffman for Doubt, Michael Shannon from Revolutionary Road. So, so you mean to tell me that if Heath Ledger was still if Heath Ledger was still alive, Josh Brolin would have won that for Milk. Because if Robert Downey Jr. won it for Tropic Thunder, there would have been a lot of backlash. I'm just saying. And we all know why, but we're not going to talk about it. But yeah, Heath Ledger would have. Oh, excuse me. Heath Ledger would not have won if he was still alive. So yeah, it's so yeah, I debate so yeah. So yeah, it wouldn't make any sense. It wouldn't make any sense. Wouldn't make any sense for that. And and yeah, Angela Bassett, and so you know, so yeah, I think, in my opinion, Angela Bassett should have won for Best Supporting Actress. No disrespect for Jamie Lee Curtis, she is a really good actress. She has a lot of great movies on her belt. Some good, some bad. We all know about last year, but yeah. Um. So yeah. Um. So best best actress in a leading role. Jesus Christ, I can't even read today. Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Michelle Williams for The Fablemans. Andrea Riseborough for To Leslie. Anna de Armas for her role in Blonde. And Cate Blanchett in Tar. The winner went to Michelle Yeoh. And making her the first Asian woman to win an Oscar. Congratulations are in order for her. Uh, Now on to actor in the supporting role. Ke Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Barry Keoghan for Banshees of Inisherin. Uh, Judd Hirsch for The Fablemans. Brian Tyree Henry in Causeway, and Brendan Gleeson for in the Banshees of Inisherin. Winner went to Ke Huy Quan, and when they I was very emotional when he won. The speech, we all cried with him. It was very emotional. And he got his start as playing Short Round in the Temple of Doom of the Indiana Jones films. He was a Goonie, and he has some other great. He was also in Airheads, and it was it was really good to see how far he got. He had a you know it was a hard road for him to get through, and it really paid off in the end, and it was very emotional. One of the most emotional moments of the night, um, for Ke Huy Quan, and you know, yeah, man, you look at him, and with the characters that he plays and everything, working with Steven Spielberg, he did the movies really well, and everybody loved him. And what the most amazing thing is that he gave a shout out to his Goonie um, co-stars. One of them was his best friend, um, who was also a Goonie, the guy who played Chunk, who is now a lawyer. um, and it was very emotional because there's also video going around of the cast members of the Goonies, um, reuniting and giving out a little video, um, shout out to him. And Sean Astin was right in that movie. Goonies never say die. And so, yeah, you could say that a Goonie won an Oscar, and Ke Huy Quan, he deserved it. Like I said, I did not see Everything Everywhere All at Once. I am going to see it this weekend, but you could tell that with the emotion that I got, that he had, it was a very emotional, and there was not a dry eye in the building. It was very emotional, and I liked it. I liked it. On to Best Actor in a Leading Role. Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Paul Mescal for After Sun, Bill Nye for excuse me, Living, Austin Butler for Elvis, and Colin Farrell in The Banshees of Inisherin. Winner went to Brendan Fraser for The Whale. Very well received. Another emotional night. I think I screamed the loudest when I saw that. When I was like, yeah, and it's like I pretty much woke up everybody in the neighborhood, not only in the house, that everybody, with everybody sleeping and everything, but the neighbors as well. And I apologize to the neighbors if they heard me. But yeah, I was so happy that he won that. Like I said, I did not see The Whale, but I want to see that. Um, but yeah, he came a long way too. One of the most humble actors. Um, Nothing really negative. You can never say nothing bad about him. He's a really great actor and one of the most humble men that you can meet in person. Um, he and and yeah, he's a really talented actor, and yeah, he did a really great job um for The Whale. And so yeah, congratulations are in order to Brendan Fraser. Um, Best Picture. Um, All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: Way of Water. Why was that nominated? I'll never know. Uh, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fablemans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, Women Talking, and Everything Everywhere All at Once got Best Picture. Congratulations again to that movie. Like I said, I will see that this weekend. Okay, so let's address the elephant in the room, and not the elephant whisperers that won best documentary in a short film. Congratulations to them. But the one that got the most controversy, if you want to say that, best makeup and hairstyling, I will All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale. The winner went to The Whale. We're gonna close it off with this, because this is the last topic that we're going to be talking about. And this one is the one I really wanted to talk about. Let me see. So the problem with it was the controversy that surrounds this win is that they didn't use an obese character, an obese actor. Well, let's put it this way: a lot of people are criticizing that, you know, that Brandon Fraser wore a fat suit, you know, should never have got. Let's put it. It's part of makeup. It's part of makeup. I mean, think about it. Think of all the actors that got that wore fat, that wore fat suits. Danny DeVito, Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence. Excuse me. A lot of whether they were good or not, the fact is that but technically, I really don't consider Danny DeVito wearing a fat. Yeah, he did wear a fat suit because he was slim, but he was playing he was a penguin. They were making him to be this penguin type character for Batman Returns. So I can, it is kind of questionable. So yeah, it is kind of questionable if you want to include that. But think about Eddie Murphy in The Nutty Professor. How many fat suits he wore in that movie? Martin Lawrence when he wore a fat suit in Big Mama's House. Mike Myers wearing a fat suit for playing Fat Bastard in the Austin Powers movies. I'm going to say this. A lot of people do question. A lot of people do criticize. Even back then, a lot of people were criticizing that skinny actors should not play roles that were intended for obese people. Well, aside from John Candy and Chris Farley being obese actors, because they passed away, what actor do you have that's obese now? You don't have any actor who's obese. Hollywood doesn't. You want to know why? You want to know why you don't see any obese actors? Is because of the fact that a lot of people, a lot of hypocrites out there, and this is where the hypocrisy comes in, that people, whether they're critics or just random people on social media in the present have been fat shaming obese actors. Think of the amount of criticism that Melissa McCarthy has had. Yeah, she's slimmed down a little bit, but in the past she was a lot bigger. Think about perfect example. Um, Jonah Hill. He was obese during his early stages. He was obese. He would have been perfect to play the whale if he didn't lose so much weight, because look at him now. He's slim. He's in good shape. Seth Rogen, another actor who can play some serious roles from time to time. He lost a lot of weight, and look at him now. He looks like he's sick. But back when those actors were overweight, everybody gave them shit. It's like, oh, look at this fat fuck and everything like that. Another perfect example. Remember that what the hell is that actress's name for the movie Precious? Luckily, I have it in my search engine. But not Monique, because she lost some weight too. But the actress who played Precious, Gabourey Sidibe. Think about how overweight she was during that movie Precious. Look at her now. She's smoking hot. So I ask you. There we go. I like to see more of this. So I'm going to ask again, Hollywood. I'm going to ask again, critics. I'm going to ask again, social media. If you didn't have, who would have been perfect to play to star in the to get the leading role in Whale? If the producer didn't want to go with a fat suit. Name me one obese male actor. Name me one. You can't. You can't. Because all the good ones are dead. Take a look at John Candy. He's gone. Chris Farley. He's gone. Who do you have? What male actor do you have that's obese? You have none. You know why? Because you fat shame them. You hypocrites out there. You shame them. You fat shame them. And look at me. I'm a big fat slob. I'm a big fat slob myself. Does it bother me? No. Because I can lick my nipple. Can you? But think about this. If you didn't want to go with, if these producers didn't want to go with a fat suit, where else would you look? Obviously, YouTube. There's a lot of overweight YouTubers out there. I'm one of them. Boogie's one of them. What about the real life Peter Griffin? He's overweight. Instead, I know he's not a YouTuber or anything, but he does do viral videos. Cast him in a role. Put me in a movie. I'm 266 pounds of chewed bubblegum. Actually, no, 265 pounds of chewed bubblegum. I'm a fat fuck. Put me in a movie. I said, well, what about Boogie? You mentioned him. Fuck Boogie. This is my show. I'm pitching. If he wants to pitch to be in a movie, let him do it on his own channel. And people can fat shame me all they want. I don't give a damn. But think about it. You fat shame a lot of these overweight actors. You do. There's a lot of people out there that fat shame overweight actors, and they because social media is a breeding ground for hate. And now people are criticizing because Brendan Fraser wore a fat suit, and that doesn't qualify it, and that shouldn't qualify as makeup. I hate to burst your bubble, but yeah, it's makeup. It's part of makeup, especially when you have to put in some extra layers of skin to give the illusion that you're an obese person. Think about the makeup when you think about putting makeup on a young actor who plays an old man. There's tons of old people out there, but yet you went with a young guy to play an old man. You got Colin Farrell, who's in good shape himself. You mean to tell me, you put a little makeup on him, and he's a penguin who's like, he's technically overweight too. How come Colin Farrell didn't get nominated for the Batman? He wore a fat suit too. Granted, it wasn't as big as the fat suit that Brendan Fraser wore, but still, a fat suit's a fat suit. But there's hardly any obese actors anymore because everybody wants to look at slim and sexy. Someone that would grace the cover of People Magazine's sexiest person of the year. Because think about it, you put an average obese man, an average obese male, or an average obese person to wear a fat suit. I mean, an average obese person to be cast in a movie that's about an obese character versus a well-named actor. Think about this. You're gonna Let's say and I'm using myself as an example. I'm not making this about me, but I'm just using myself as an example. Let's say okay, we're gonna use the whale as an example. You got me, an unknown actor, an unknown person who's never acted in a movie, who's never been in a movie in his life, but wants to be. And you got Brandon Fraser, someone who's in really good shape, and where and was chosen to play an obese man, but he's not fat. He's not obese. But we're going to waste all this money on makeup and everything like that, on makeup and costume to make the illusion that he's an obese man. Who would you pick? Would you pick a person? Would you pick me, or would you pick Brandon Fraser? Everybody would pick Brandon Fraser, because you take one look at me or any other random obese person and say, yeah, let's go with Brandon Fraser because he's better looking than that fat fuck over there. Blew your mind, didn't ya? You put anybody in there you put any obese person, average obese person out there, you're always going to go and Hollywood is always going to go for the better looking person, because you know what? It not only does it make them money, but the sex appeal comes with it too. Because it looks good for publicity. It looks really good for publicity. And like I said, I have nothing against Brandon Fraser winning the Whale, because he deserved it. He deserved it, and I was happy for it. It makes no difference. It makes no difference who plays that role. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. The fact is that Hollywood overlooks obese actors. That's why when a movie throws in Melissa McCarthy, you look at her, and you don't take her seriously, even though she could play a serious role if Hollywood let her. But you would never see her in a serious role. And she's plus size, and she looks good for she looks good, and she's going to play Ursula. If let's say if Melissa McCarthy wasn't plus size, who would you pick to play Ursula in the live action Mermaid? Queen Latifah can do it. Oh, really? She can do it? Have you seen Queen Latifah lately? She doesn't look obese. She doesn't even look plus size. But she looks damn good. Everybody gave shit and think about this. Think about that one movie that Amy Schumer played in, where she was wearing a fat suit. What if that went to Melissa McCarthy? And yeah, we can all say that she wasn't fat all the time in that. She wasn't fat for 100% of the movie. Yeah, that's true. And what about Gwyneth Paltrow when she was in Shallow Hal? So people don't know what they want. People who criticize about one thing will bitch about the same thing if it was complete opposite. So either way, nobody knows what they want. Hollywood Hollywood knows what they're doing. The producers know what they're doing because they want to put butts in seats. They want to put butts in seats. They want to get a good paycheck. They're not going to throw in. They're not going to throw in finding an obese person to play in a movie like The Whale was very hard to find because there's not many obese actors. Like I said, nobody can name an obese male actor that's still alive. Nobody can't do it. You just can't. So because everybody is because and even if you could and say, oh well, what about this guy? If that guy is obese, he would have played it he would have been good in The Whale. Maybe so, but guess what? The moment that person is cast to play in The Whale, you're still going to get that actor shit because of the fact that he's an obese man. You're going to fat shame him. So so either way, you don't even know what you want. You just want to bitch about everything. There's people out there that want to. There's people out there that will bitch about every single issue, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's a good idea, whether it's a bad idea. Think about how much shit that people are giving to some of the Disney live action remakes of The Little Mermaid and Peter Pan. Ooh, Tinkerbell's going to be played by a black woman. So what? So Tinkerbell is going to be played by a black woman. Is that a problem? Oh yeah, because our Tinkerbell is white. That's because it was in a fucking cartoon at a time where that movie was fucking racist as hell. Remember the Native American scene? What makes the red man red? That ring a bell? And a lot of people were bullshit and were making a big deal about the live action Dumbo remake because it didn't have any of the crows. Yeah, you want some stereotypical crows in a live action remake to have even more backlash than it did back then when it was animated? Grow up, people. It's 2023. I think I'm going to put that on a shirt. It's 2023. Stop with this ignorant bullshit. Embrace the fact that Brandon Fraser won for The Whale. Embrace the fact that The Whale won Best Makeup. I would understand. I would understand if it was a completely different story. I would understand it completely. If a white actor was nominated to play that played a character in blackface, because that wouldn't be PC. And yeah, Tropic Thunder is getting shit on still because of that movie, because of that one scene, because of that, you know, because Robert Downey Jr. played, was in blackface, and I get that, and I understand, but I also understand how good of a movie that was, and whether you look at it or not, if anybody had and let's think about it, if anybody had a problem with that movie, think of the people who were in the movie that probably didn't have a problem with that to begin with. So I'm just saying. So like I said, if anybody can name me one obese male actor, I'll take it back. I'll take everything I said in this video. But guess what? It'll never happen. And Dove Soap had put their 2 cents in for the same issue. Listen, Dove, I like your products and everything, but you really didn't have a place to put it because it had nothing to do with you. So what you need to do is go back to using your soap, your soaps and your soaps and lotions and whatnot. Empty all the, and then when the bottle's empty, you can shove it up your ass. Mind your fucking business. And Hollywood, you movie producers out there, if you need an obese actor, or if you want anybody to play an obese actor, play an obese character, this fat fuck right here is more than happy to oblige. Give me an opportunity and I'll do it. Because look at that. That's pure fat. And if you want me to be fatter, I'll eat 4 Big Macs instead of 2. I think I should have a sensor bar on my man tits. And that's the first time I'm doing that too. But I won't lick my nipples, folks. I'm going to save that for my OnlyFans. Buy my premium. But I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Do it. I dare you. And guess what? I come with my own sound effects too. You don't need to edit no farts or burps or anything like that. I can do it. You can give me a CPAP machine too. Just think about this. I'm 44 years old. I'm a fat fuck. I'm 44. I'm single. I'm a fat fuck. I have diabetes. I have sleep apnea, but I had to turn back the machine because it almost killed me. And I have Achilles tendonitis. So look me up if you ever need a fat fuck in one of your movies. I'll be more than happy to oblige. And I'm dead serious about that too. However, unlike all the unlike some other fat people that I know, I could see my dick. So with that being said, that is all the time I have for today. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this really crazy episode. And yeah, I had to say it. I had to say it. So, but yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. And I mean that from the heart. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at TomDog247. If you missed any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Thumbs up the video if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. Comment down below what you think of the Oscars. I'd like to know what you have to say about that. What's your take? Were you happy that were you happy with the nominees who won? Or were there some that that should have won? Let us know in the comments section down below. Ringy dingy that bell so you can stay notified on what we're going to be doing next. And support small streamers like myself by doing one thing that you can do to support small streamers like myself, and we will love you forever. We will. I have charm. and that is face hug that subscribe button. We will see you all again here next week. And I just want before I go, I just want to give a little update on what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of weeks. We are going to be very busy on this channel next week. Thursday, of course, next Thursday will be another episode of Channel X. And this Saturday is going to be next Saturday is going to be the a very special episode of Wrestling Prime, where I will be giving out the predictions of this year's WrestleMania. Then on April 1st and April 2nd, we'll be doing a 2-night special Wrestling Prime episode to review WrestleMania, the 2-night event, which is WrestleMania 39. And we're going to have, of course, every Thursday with Channel X. So we're going to be so for the next couple of weeks we're going to be extremely busy between both Channel X and Wrestling Prime. So be sure to tune in for that. We are going to have loads of fun with this. And so till next time, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace, and happy St. Patrick's Day. Be safe to you all out there, and drink responsibly if you do drink. Take care, everybody. Love you all.